So my car recently got inspected, and one of the things that actually came to attention was that one of my license plate lights aren't working. So today I'm going to show you how to replace those on this 2013 Yaris. So as you can see, one of the lights isn't working, and it's pretty important for safety that both of those are functioning, so let's get into it. So usually you can get away by removing these caps from the outside and just replacing the bulbs. In this case, it's actually a lot easier to go from the inside. And so the way that we're going to do that is with like an interior trim piece tool, sort of just go in between the rear panels. And there are these like plastic rivets in here. And once you start one of them, it should be pretty easy to remove the rest. And a good tip here is just go slow and sort of try and do it at the same time on both sides so that you don't actually damage anything. On some cars there might be screws in different locations, so on your car you're just going to have to watch out and see if you can actually find any screws that need to come out first. But usually stuff like this is actually just clipped in with these like plastic rivets, as you can see. Another important note is to make sure that all of them actually come out with the panel. You can see in this case one of them is actually missing, and it's not because it's missing from the car, but rather it's still stuck in the trunk. At some point when you take these out enough times, these rivets are going to break. But to get these out with your trim tool, you just go underneath and carefully pry them out. And the way that these work is that there's like a little channel there where the clips then go into the rear panel. So the next step is going to be to find your connectors and your actual lights from the inside of your trunk. In my case, it's these two housings here and connectors. One over there, one over here. And so the next step is going to be actually getting those guys out. So the way that you remove the connector in this particular case is by pushing down on this tab here and then pulling the connector out. Again, so a close-up view here would be pushing on this tab and then pulling the connector out. And in the case for the license plate light, in my case, I need to push on these two noses and then sort of press the light through and then grab it from the other side to make sure it doesn't fall through. So once you get the guys out, or these light housings, what you're going to want to do is actually try to get to the bulb. And in this case, what that's going to involve is just sort of removing this outer housing with this like plastic lens, and then you get direct access to the bulb. In this case, you can see that I'm not sure how well the camera is going to pick that up, but the actual bulb itself is broken inside, so that's why it doesn't work anymore. Once you've gotten the old bulbs out, you just need to kind of check what bulb type they are. In this case, the Toyotas actually tell you what it is. It's a 12 volt W5W bulb. In case the housing doesn't have any kind of denomination on it as to what kind of bulb goes in, that same classification is usually on the bulb as well. You should be able to see that. Next step obviously would then just to be replacing your bulb. In this case, I have a replacement bulb that has a blue lens. I kind of find that modernizes the look of the car a bit, and I had these to hand anyway, so that's what we're going to be using. The way you install these, and again, it's a good idea to just make sure that the actual metal contacts inside the housing aren't like corroded, which could obviously lead to the replacement bulbs also breaking pretty soon after installation. And the way that you put these in is you just kind of push them in the same way that you pull the old ones out, and then we just do everything in reverse, put everything back together. So we've gone ahead and replaced both bulbs. I recommend that you always do both at the same time, because if one is already given out, the other one's not going to be far off. So once you've popped the light housings back into their spots, when you go to reconnect everything, just make sure that you actually have the connector set in the right way. Usually it's not possible to get these wrong, but when you go to reinstall or reinsert your connectors, you want to listen for that real audible click that happens, okay? It's not always going to be loud like that, but you'll hear it when you actually hear that proper click, and that's just the that little tab that we pushed a while ago. There's a nose on the other side that actually prevents the connector from slipping off when you're just driving around. So when you go to reinstall panels like this, you kind of want to, before you start smacking this thing in, want to make sure that you actually lined up the plastic rivets to the corresponding holes, because otherwise when you go to actually smack this stuff in, you risk bending them and breaking them, and we just want to avoid that. So I like to just sort of start in the front, get everything lined up, and then you just kind of whack them in. Sounds worse than it actually is, but that's the way that you install that stuff. Once you've put everything back together, you obviously want to check to see that your stuff's actually working, because sometimes you might get broken parts right out of the box, or stuff's just not working. In this case, everything seems to be fine, so I'm happy with that.